exceptional use of technology, adapting to constantly evolving IT landscape in ways that make a real difference in people's lives. We're excited to introduce this year's Innovation Awards winners. Let's take a look.
Hybrid cloud platforms, virtualization, and AI are helping to solve some of the biggest challenges across industries. At Red Hat, we're proud to highlight our customers who are leading this innovation. Highlights like helping use generative AI to accelerate delivery times for developers, or creating better travel experiences by virtualizing and modernizing on cloud native, redesigning an exchange as microservices in the cloud for better healthcare outcomes in California, and using OpenShift AI to create a personalized AI chatbot to improve government services for the city of Vienna. Congratulations to the 2025 Red Hat Innovation Award winners.
A huge congratulations to our winners. Yeah, let's give them a hand. CAE is on a mission to make air travel safer using tools like immersive flight simulators. CAE is running a truly multi-cloud environment, removing complexity from their operations so their team can focus on integrating AI into their tools. Aramco is one of the world's largest integrated energy companies. They created a strategic platform that gives thousands of Aramco employees access to AI tools. The city of Vienna is taking a human-centric approach to services for city employees. The city's virtual assistant uses LLM technology trained efficiently and accurately respond to citizens' requests. CalHears is a company that helps accessing, comparing, and selecting health insurance plans, and they've moved their platform to the cloud. This increases flexibility and reliability as they support more than 170 million transactions during their open enrollment. And out of these winners, you all voted on your favorite story. And I'm thrilled to share that this year's Innovator of the Year is Aramco. Congratulations to Aramco and all of our winners. I hope you are as inspired as I am at all of these great stories about how our customers are innovating. Now let's learn more about these innovations and explore the evolution of open hybrid cloud.
Please welcome Red Hat Senior Vice President and Chief Product Officer, Ashesh Badani.
RHEL 10. RHEL 10 is the biggest leap forward in Linux in over a decade. And we didn't just get here accidentally. 2 decades of server innovations, virtualization, containers, public clouds, and each and every stage, RHEL has been the enterprise Linux standard. And now, the AI era is here. And around the world, there are uncertainties. But in a world of uncertainties, one thing is certain: RHEL. We've always been focused on how to make sure you have the scalability, the stability, the quality, the reliability, essentially all the LEDs that you need with performance in mind. Now, we're going to build on that, because you also need to make sure your platform is easier to manage, regardless of skill level. With that in mind, RHEL 10 is the foundation for the platforms of the future. Yesterday, we heard about how RHEL 10 allows you to contain drift and accelerate delivery. We heard how Image Mode for RHEL offers Visa, one pipeline, containers as a singular language, one standardized set of tools for development and operations. With Image Mode for RHEL, we're fundamentally simplifying the infrastructure for running workloads at scale. We currently deliver this capability to applications with Docker, Podman, and OpenShift today. And now we're going to provide the same capability to the operating system. So many users over the years have told us that a big challenge in upgrading the operating system to a new version. That's the power of image mode for RHEL. Just like a smartphone, you now have a simple upgrade. But what if there's a problem? As you can see behind me, you also have a single command rollback. And so, like magic, you're back to previous version. RHEL is also delivering incredible value in the AI era. This week, we announced that RHEL Lightspeed is available in RHEL 10. RHEL Lightspeed brings AI and decades of expertise from inside Red Hat directly to RHEL users. This includes the command line assistant, which is the optional Gen AI assistant that can help with tasks. So what does that look like in action? Here's an everyday scenario I'm sure so many of you face. A service will not start. Now, how great would it be if I could just grab a Red Hatter and ask them to help me? That's what command line assistant does. It analyzes the logs, determines what happened, and tells you exactly how to fix it. It's like having a RHEL expert sitting right next to you, helping you solve your issue on your system. This is how we provide AI directly to you when and where you need it. So it's clear, RHEL Lightspeed brings you a tremendous amount of Red Hat expertise. Now we're going to take this one step further with Insights as part of the Red Hat Lightspeed family. Now, this gives you a portfolio of tools to help you administer Linux. Tools like Insight Image Builder, which provides recommendations for packages that are likely to be related or relevant to your image build. Another tool is the Insights Planning tool, which provides tailored information that's based on your specific RHEL environment. This includes intelligent release notes, details on life cycles, and then proactive insights into upcoming RHEL features, changes, and deprecations. Almost like having a roadmap show up in front of you. Imagine getting the advice you need right at your fingertips to help make you faster, more productive, and reduce risk. All so you can make smarter decisions at build time when it's typically easier and cheaper to make changes. And we're providing a platform for AI. We're continuing to build on RHEL to make it the trusted foundation for AI. RHEL is the foundation of a family of offerings, RHEL AI, OpenShift AI, and the newly announced AI Inference Server. And with RHEL 10, we'll deliver new innovations, including a new partner validation program. Validated partners will have a presence in our ecosystem catalog. This will signal to customers that the partner has performed the necessary diligence and will support their solution running on RHEL. Overall, it will accelerate time to market for the latest AI partner hardware and software solutions. We're also going to deliver Model Context Protocol, or MCP capabilities, which is an open standard to enable agentic AI. Also new with RHEL 10, this week we announced jointly engineered, integrated, and supported images for RHEL across AWS, Google Cloud, and Microsoft Azure. Now, these cloud-optimized offerings are tailored to specific hyperscale environments, giving users some pre-tuned, ready-to-run images. All so they can seamlessly build, deploy, and manage workloads in the cloud. Now, throughout all of this, we also need to think about security. Let's explore how RHEL 10 addresses this need for our customers by bringing onto the stage Mike McGrath, VP of Core Platforms Engineering.
Please welcome Red Hat Vice President of Core Platforms Engineering, Mike McGrath.
Hey, Mike, thank you for joining me, and welcome to Red Hat Summit. You're well aware that security threats are increasing rapidly. These threats, they're presenting significant concerns for IT operations, as well as users who are responsible for purchasing RHEL. Now, these threats, they're growing more complex, means the need for secure tools and solutions is critical. How is RHEL 10 helping to solve this?
Well, it's great to be here, Ashesh. RHEL 10 provides a comprehensive solution that helps enhance an organization's security posture. It helps them scale applications and adopt new technologies in hybrid cloud environments. And it helps organizations manage workloads effectively. This reduces operational risk and increases efficiency. There are a few ways that RHEL 10 helps achieve all of this, one of which is post-quantum cryptography.
That's a mouthful. We've talked a little bit about post-quantum cryptography. Let's go into that in some more detail. Can you tell us about the impact of quantum computing, which I'm sure the audience is really interested in, and why we need to prepare for a post-quantum future?
Sure. So in the not-so-distant future, quantum computers will be more readily available, and they'll be leveraged by bad actors to break today's encryption technologies. When that happens, sensitive data will no longer be considered safe. But organizations like NIST and the IETF are already working on draft requirements and standards of what will be needed in a post-quantum world. And Red Hat is ahead of the game here. We are leaders in post-quantum security, and we've been working on those requirements to meet post-quantum cryptographic challenges for some time now. Because we know that we need to help our customers protect their data against future attacks and fulfill future regulatory requirements. RHEL 10 has the libraries, tools, and toolchains ready, so you can rely on us when you're ready to transition and start into a post-quantum world.
Well, thank you for sharing that, Mike. Incredibly important to start protecting yourselves today to be ready for the future. How else? How else is RHEL 10 addressing the security and compliance needs today as well as when we look ahead?
Yeah. As we look ahead to the future, RHEL is also designed for problem.
Image mode to contain drift. Integrated AI-enabled capabilities, investments into security for a post-quantum feature, and an enhanced user experience. This is why RHEL 10 is the biggest leap forward in Linux in over a decade. It's addressing so many of the challenges that each of you are facing. Now, speaking of challenges that our customers face, a big one is around consistent, repeatable ways to address manual and error-prone tasks. Every customer we talk to is embracing automation to some degree. But to no surprise, organizations who do it piecemeal or in siloed pockets with disconnected automation tools, they don't achieve the results that they're expecting. Successful organizations are adopting more top-down automation strategies. And those organizations are trusting Red Hat Ansible automation platform. It is our unified solution for mission-critical automation across the enterprise. Ansible automation platform was named the leader in the 2024 Forrester Wave for infrastructure platforms. No solution on the market comes close to offering the combination of capabilities, the technology ecosystem, and the deployment options of Ansible. We can help you automate any kind of workload in any environment across the open hybrid cloud. So, what's new with Ansible? Well, we took big steps forward with the release of Ansible Automation Platform 2.5. This was all about helping organizations unlock the full potential of automation. This includes getting automators started more quickly with an integrated in-product AI, Ansible Lightspeed Intelligent Assistant. We announced Ansible Lightspeed with watsonx Code Assistant a few years ago, and since then, we've continued making usability improvements based on your feedback. This includes making it even easier to find the source of answers to your inquiries, as you see here. We've also added chat history tracking to help you avoid asking the same questions repeatedly. Type in your search terms, and off you go. Again, it's like having a Red Hat expert right here to help get the answers you need now. Now, customers are also urgently migrating and then managing virtualized workloads on Ansible Automation Platform. Now, Ansible is no stranger to virtualization automation. IT operations teams have been automating and orchestrating virtualization workflows for years. And now, as we all know, the AI era is here. And you can't succeed with AI without automation. Leveraging event-driven automation capabilities is critical to our customer success. Teams can observe an activity, they can make a decision based on an Ansible rulebook, and then kick off an automate action. They can do all of this in real time and at scale. But as organizations look to scale their AI workloads and deepen their reliance on AI operations, they also need checks and balances. They need to ensure that inferences and decisions being made by AI are adhering to policy parameters that are set by humans. Ansible Automation Platform addresses this. We introduced automated policy enforcement, which performs policy checks at automation runtime. As you can see, there's a lot of exciting innovation happening with Ansible, directly in the platform and in the larger ecosystem. To that end, I'm thrilled to announce a deeper partnership with HashiCorp. Earlier this year, IBM officially closed its acquisition of HashiCorp. Now, this was really exciting for us because so many of our customers already use HashiCorp's tools, Terraform and Vault, alongside Ansible and OpenShift. Ansible and Terraform complement each other perfectly. Now, some of you may have attended yesterday's Ansible Fest keynote, where HashiCorp co-founder and CTO Armand Dadgar joined Red Hat leaders to discuss how well Ansible and Terraform complement each other. Armand shared how these two tools will enable customers to embrace holistic end-to-end automation across the entire infrastructure lifecycle. We've integrated many Terraform plans with Ansible workflows. We use a survey to allow users to select their Terraform plan within the workflow. This workflow now can trigger many steps from both Ansible and Terraform. Together, we're going to create a streamlined experience for dev and ops teams that will span from day 0 to day 1 and day 2. This will help organizations pursue a day now approach to infrastructure lifecycle management that reduces costs and complexity. As we continue to improve product-to-product integration, we'll particularly focus on developing more jointly supported collections and providers across Ansible and Terraform. This is so we can help customers accelerate adoption with a larger library of content that's opinionated, that's curated, all out of the box. From there, we'll build on those integrations. There's a lot more to come on this partnership over the next couple of months and beyond. So now, before we look too far ahead, let's hear from a customer who has realized the magic of Ansible and Terraform, and really the overall Red Hat portfolio together. Please join me in welcoming Anderson Tran from Wells Fargo.
Please welcome Wells Fargo Technical Director of Platform Development and Automation, Anderson Tran.
Thanks, Ashesh.
Thank you for joining us at Red Hat Summit, Anderson. Really great to have you here. Now, Wells Fargo, we have an incredible story and has trusted Red Hat to help you along your journey. What's been your experience with Red Hat? Why has Wells Fargo turned towards Red Hat to trust for its critical needs?
Well, personally, I've been a Red Hat enthusiast for a long time. Red Hat 6.0 Hedwig 26 years ago. Professionally, it's common knowledge that mainstay products like Red Hat Enterprise Linux have the market presence and support across that enterprise. You can bet I'm excited for that lineage to continue, especially with RHEL 10. At Wells Fargo, we're interested in a partner that creates a safe and secure path towards consuming open source technology at scale. And that's something we can trust that we get from Red Hat.
That's great to hear. Now, you've been Red Hat from the early stages of Linux to now, so 20 plus years with us. Thanks for that. Let's explore now your automation journey. You're responsible for enabling automation tooling for the bank. What were you looking to achieve?
Well, it isn't a secret that banks spend a lot of time on energy advancing technology investments to enhance innovation. At Wells Fargo, scale is what I call it. Automation is key for our consistent results, global operations needs, and to continue growth. There's going to be no software or systems engineer who will do that job without automation.
I agree fully, right? No one's going to touch any of this without automation. I stand with you there. How did you set off to achieve this? Why did you trust Red Hat as a strategic partner with Ansible Automation's platform more specifically?
Well, Wells Fargo operates many different lines of financial products. These are lines of businesses supported by many different engineering teams. AAP gave us that vehicle that allows us engineers to be creative while meeting regulatory controls, best practices, and standards at the bank.
Yeah, and so regards to automation, now you're of course using Ansible Automation Platform, but also Terraform by HashiCorp, which is now part of the IBM family. What value does Wells Fargo see in Ansible and Terraform? And how do you see them as complementary to reach your goals?
Well, we operate Terraform Enterprise, and we operate it similarly to how we operate AAP, empowering engineers across the bank to be creative at scale. Personally, I look at features like EDA, upcoming features like Terraform Actions, to go back and forth and really complete that product suite and that feel. Add that to the non-Ansible tools like Developer Hub, and we're only going to take that to the next level. I'm extremely excited to see how these products can merge infrastructure as code and configuration as code into one uniform experience in the future. Our experience working closely with Red Hat and HashiCorp product teams has been nothing but fruitful in seeing both products mature for customers looking to do the same.
Well, I loved your vision, right, that you had Anderson around combining infrastructure as code, configuration as code, and bring them all together. So thank you again for being here and sharing your story. I'm excited for what's to come and to continue our journey together.
Thanks, Ashesh.
So we've talked about Ansible and Terraform. Let's also turn our gaze to OpenShift and HashiCorp Vault, and how they also complement each other. Vault runs inside OpenShift to help us more securely manage secrets. Now, this allows Vault to be a first-class citizen within the OpenShift environment. Existing Vault users can smoothly access all the secrets management functionality that is already tied to OpenShift. This integration is configured and managed directly in OpenShift. So whether you're an OpenShift or a HashiCorp admin, you operate an environment that is most familiar to you. Now, before we move ahead, I want to showcase another Red Hat customer that is leading the way with innovation. You may have heard of the movie Tenet or the multiple Oscar-winning Dune, my personal favorite. What do these have in common? That's DNEG, one of the world's leading visual effects and animation studios for feature film and television. This impressive studio has over 20 years of industry experience and has won 7 Academy Awards for Best VFX in recent years. Now, you can imagine that DNEG faces increasing industry demands to be on the leading edge of technology and creativity. And DNEG has turned to Red Hat to transform its technology architecture. Let's see how.
DNEG is one of the world-leading visual effects and animation studios, so that means that we put together the visual effects content for feature films, TV series, even reaching out so far as games development and theme park rides.
So we have thousands of artists all over the world. So me and my team, we develop backend applications so that support and facilitate each and every part of the creative process that goes into the movie production pipeline. So VFX applications are traditionally desktop-oriented, which actually encourages architectures that are really hard to scale. So like for example, each and every artist desktop application would connect to the database directly. So that's one of the bottleneck for us.
We got big very quickly, both in the number of artists and the number of developers and the number of places in the world that we're operating out of. Our software delivery performance really started becoming a hindrance.
When we knew that we were going to upgrade our systems, we knew that it was going to be some form of container solution, but we had the need to keep things on-prem. It looks like Red Hat OpenShift was the best fit for our needs.
Our pipelines are very important to the way that we work, so this has enabled us to essentially improve and iterate on our pipelines so that we can improve for the future in terms of how we deal with larger jobs, larger processes.
Currently we have 8 separate clusters installed, and that's covering our major offices around the world.
In our line of business, a digital asset is one of the fundamental building blocks of a visual effects shot. So even the way that paint on a car responds to light is a digital asset.
So moving the backbone of our digital asset management system into Red Hat OpenShift has enabled us to base the pipeline on a new industry standard USD technology. USD stands for Universal Scene Description. So with the APIs that we had would have posed serious limitations, without OpenShift.
Initially, we took on a Red Hat training package, which had a few subscriptions for key players and a few individual courses. That was really very important for us to get up to speed quickly. We also had consultants, a technical architect and a longer period of consultancy with Red Hat. The thing which really struck me was how engaged and embedded the consultants were in our teams. They were always a real part of our team, solving our problems on our systems, not just giving us abstract solutions to things.
In terms of where we're going in the future with Red Hat, our next steps are to be looking at things such as 3-scale API management, which will allow us to better control the use of our resources in the company. As a developer at DNEG, my ambitions are that other developers from day one at DNEG can get up and running with software and projects that they're working on in a frictionless way, and Red Hat are enabling us to do that.
Absolutely amazing. I just love that. A common theme we're hearing over and over again, the need to move fast and innovate. Now, 2 of the highest priority areas that IT leaders focus on to achieve this is 1, no surprise to all of you, integrating AI, and 2, increasing developer productivity. Now, we've talked a lot about how AI innovation is accelerating, leading to an explosion of new projects, technologies, and products. Organizations need to empower developers, platform engineers, and security teams to quickly understand and remediate risks across the software supply chain. So when we consider developer productivity, how can developers keep pace while simultaneously protecting against supply chain attacks? To help Red Hat explore how customers can find this balance of speed and safety, I'd like to welcome James Labocki to the stage.
Please welcome Red Hat Senior Director of Product Management, James Labocki.
Hi, James. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate you joining to share some key insights with us. Now, day in, day out, you're focused on equipping developers with tools, right, for productivity, for quality, just a better overall experience. What are the key trends that you're seeing in this space right now?
Yeah, thanks, Ashesh. It's great to be here. You're spot on. There's a constant push for developers to accelerate, while at the same time, operations teams rightly prioritize security and stability for the applications running on their platforms. This inherent tension is a major driver behind the rise of what we call platform engineering. In our conversations with customers, many are implementing internal development portals, or IDPs. The goal of these IDPs is to boost developer productivity by reducing their cognitive load and creating a clear, paved path to production. So a crucial part of this is embedding secure development practices directly into the software templates offered within the IDP. This actually shifts security left, and it helps us catch potential issues earlier, and it allows auditing throughout the application lifecycle.
Now, James, IDPs are of incredible interest, of course, right? We're hearing this from across our customer base. Now, this sounds like a direct lead-in to the big news, right? The newly announced Red Hat Advanced Developer Suite.
Yep.
How does this specifically address the challenges that you've been described?
Yeah, absolutely. As you can see, Red Hat Advanced Developer Suite is designed precisely for this. It empowers platform engineers to give developers the tools to move fast and yet stay safe. It supports developers across their workflows. Developers can start very quickly experimenting locally on their local machine using Podman Desktop. Podman Desktop has an AI lab extension that makes it really simple to get started with models.
Right.
And now, just recently, even full stacks like Llama Stack. You can get up and running quickly and begin experimenting and learning. Developers can also take advantage of a multitude of IDE plugins that Red Hat provides, including that make it really seamless to integrate with Red Hat's platforms. This includes a newly available plugin called LM Eval that we've launched. It helps you get information about the model's bias, toxicity, truthfulness, and many other qualities very easily right in your favorite IDE. Then, for building and deploying on a cluster, Red Hat Developer Hub is offering new AI-focused software templates. These templates, they simplify deploying common operational patterns for chatbots, code generation, audio to text, object detection, RAG, and model server deployment right on Red Hat OpenShift AI. So these remove toil for development teams, and they ensure a smooth path to production. Now, of course, while getting to production, getting started quickly is important for developers, we all know that operations teams always want to make sure that the right security guardrails are in place. So these templates, they integrate seamlessly with Red Hat's security portfolio. So tools like Red Hat Trusted Artifact Signer, Trusted Profile Analyzer, and even Advanced Cluster Security. So by integrating, it ensures security isn't an afterthought. So critical aspects like artifact signing and verification, these extend directly to AI models now as well, and they're built right into the development workflow. So we are thrilled to introduce Red Hat Advanced Developer Suite this week. It represents our continued commitment to helping platform engineering teams deliver a great developer experience with security that's built in right from the start.
James, you covered a lot there, right? Between the productivity, integrating AI, and making sure you got security built in there. So that secure paved path that you talked about while enabling rapid innovation, especially with AI, we all agree is so important. For our audiences, now they've seen that with RHEL, and now with all that you shared, we're going to see it on the developer front as well. Thank you for sharing how the Red Hat Advanced Developer Suite helps us achieve that, James.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks.
Now, when we think about speed and control, delivering applications quickly is critical to organizations looking to improve their customer experiences. But many struggle to keep up with the skills that are needed to deliver on these new innovations. In fact, by 2026, IDC predicts more than 90% of organizations worldwide will feel the pain of the IT skills crisis. That's 90%. This amounts to around $5.5 trillion in losses that are caused by product delays, impaired competitiveness, and a loss of business. This week, we announced the general availability of Red Hat OpenShift Lightspeed to help address this gap for our customers. It's a Gen AI-based virtual assistant that's available in the OpenShift console. With OpenShift Lightspeed, admins will get their answers instantly that they need for OpenShift. This includes troubleshooting problems that are specific to their environment, just as we saw with RHEL Lightspeed. This makes junior admins more capable and empowered while delivering quick and concise answers, even for seasoned admins. All of these innovations are essential for our customers to continue their open hybrid cloud journeys. Now, I'm excited to welcome out one of those customers to share their journey with Red Hat. PNC, one of the largest national brands in banking, operational for over 160 years. They've trusted Red Hat for over 20 years, and most recently to help accelerate their data center evolution. Please join me in welcoming PNC Bank CTO Victor Principe to the stage to share more.
Please welcome PNC Bank Chief Technology Officer Victor Principe.
I got the hat.
Oh, that's a surprise for me. Thank you for joining us at Red Hat Summit, and thank you for sporting the colors. We're thrilled to have you here. PNC has had an extensive data center evolution. What goal was PNC driving towards? What was your vision, Victor?
So a couple of years ago when I took over the CTO spot, we had a concerted effort to kind of modernize our capabilities. So resiliency was key. We wanted to really be able to deliver world-class products and services to our customers. So we needed to kind of beef up our capabilities in that space. Now, the issue is when you establish a whole set of capabilities and you try to enforce them, it creates friction, right? So 11 years ago when I came to the bank, we started a greenfield project, which was a baseline upgrading of our data centers, enforcing basic things like infrastructure as code, standardized middleware. And what we learned from that experience is for 3 years, we diverted all other resources away from the business, development products and services, and we put them into something that the business doesn't really care about. So in this iteration, we really wanted to focus on how do I create the capabilities and create an adoption methodology that doesn't really create that friction. We were very intentional on creating a method so that we did not create that friction and kind of the adoption happened more organically. That was the idea of it.
Right. Well, that makes a lot of sense, right? Focusing on dealing with the friction and then helping to build a bridge across it. Now, what did you do specifically in that strategy to address that friction?
Yeah, it's ongoing. It's tough. So we created a program, and the program's named Orange Rocket. It basically houses all of the work sets that we're doing to build these capabilities. They're practical use cases to enhance them. But inside, we have one use case in particular. It's called path to production. So path to production is the idea of going from ideation to operationalization and one common tool chain. So think of it like a superhighway, right? So as a persona, whether it be developer, system administrator, data center administrator, you get on the superhighway. What you give me is you get to adopt my standards, but along that path, the friction goes way down because you're not talking to me. And I install toll booths on that highway, so I get the things I need out of it, like security assurance, risk, posture management, regulatory compliance. So it's basically a trade-off. So path to production is really kind of this idea of taking all of the pieces that engineers like to argue about, right? Like I like this widget versus that widget, and making it a standard construct, not widget-based, but it's the entirety of the chain that you need to go from, as a developer, I just want to put code out there faster and better. As an infrastructure CTO, I need the assurances that when you do it, it's safe, it's sound, it's repeatable. And operationally, at the end of the day, we all have to run the plant. So we kind of built that balance, and that's what path to production did.
I love the way you described that, right? I think it's easily understandable to all of us, especially on the East Coast, right? The superhighway and the tolls for them. Along that journey, the path driving on this superhighway, where did Red Hat play a role for you?
So when we looked at kind of the industry, you have two options, and my biggest constraint is time. Time is the one thing we don't have enough of, ever. So you're really stuck in this build versus buy question, right? So I can go out and buy the individual tool chains and stitch them together, and that's years of effort, and then I got to support it. It's really not tenable. So we started assessing the landscape. It's where can I get a partner that actually has large portions of what I'm trying to do in path to production? And Red Hat made a lot of sense. With the automation framework, the containerization, so that we can have more modern development platforms. There's a lot of the tools that I needed that are already inherent in your tool stack, and that was valuable to me. But beyond that, you have the Flight Path program, a little shout out to the Flight Path team. They really bring a set of expertise so I can accelerate not just the delivery, but the knowledge transfer, the growth of my own engineering team. And that's important because at the end of the day, you just mentioned it, we're gonna have a deficit of skill. So not only do we have to build this, We have to build it, train people up on this new way of thinking, and operationalize it. And that's not easy to do. So that partnership really helped me tremendously.
Well, I really like that, Victor. The way you've used Red Hat technologies to help, address your friction, get you on that superhighway. What's next when we look forward? What's next on your data center evolution and journey?
So two things. Path to production has to be productized. That's first and foremost. And then you have to stack that with, back to the comment around our ability to actually get quality labor in-house, right? I think agentic AI, especially in the development space and supporting this path to production, is the next evolution. We have to insert that because we're not going to be able to keep up. So to me, that's one of the few spots that you can quantify and make it monetizable. Agentic AI in the development space and supporting this path to production is a very good use case for us, and that's where we're probably going to push and lean in.
Okay. Well, Victor, it's been our privilege to help you, in whatever we can on your journey. I appreciate you wearing the fedora, appreciate your flight path pin.
Finally
For
got
the
one.
AI team that's here, get some Red Hat AI swag onto Victor because that's what he's going to be promoting next. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Victor.
Great seeing you. Thanks, everybody.
We've talked about our incredible journeys that our customers like PNC and Wells Fargo have taken. Across these journeys is a consistent theme we hear. That's choice. Choice across a hybrid cloud. And it's with our extensive partner ecosystem that we can deliver this choice. This includes newly announced OpenShift deployment options on Oracle Cloud Infrastructure for sovereign, government, and distributed cloud deployments. Our expanded collaboration with Oracle goes beyond the cloud. We're expanding now to include Oracle validation of its key applications and software on Red Hat OpenShift. And we're building on our own validation to better support Oracle database customers on OpenShift virtualization. So your IT environment needs to follow your data. And that's what the collaboration between Red Hat and Oracle intends to support. It furthers our commitment to choice across the hybrid cloud. And it provides a more consistent, a cloud-native foundation that's critical for next-gen workloads, including AI. So now, let's talk about the reality of AI, show it in action, and tell you how it's going to shape IT with our CTO, Chris Wright.
Please welcome Red Hat Chief Technology Officer and Senior Vice President of Global Engineering, Chris Wright.
I want to build on something that Matt opened with. The challenge that every company is facing living in these two parallel worlds going forward. Running a business today with all your existing environments and applications, and then seizing that AI opportunity at the same time. We have to make these two worlds work together and then show results. I know this is really impacting everybody, and it's understandable that they start off in two separate pockets, but the transition to bring these two worlds together is inevitable for most enterprises, and we want to help you on that journey. So we're going to close out today with a showcase highlighting how AI is going to reshape how IT interacts with internal customers as well as day-to-day operations. We want to get you as excited about using AI to make your jobs easier so you can start improving productivity and customer responsiveness using Red Hat's platform. As you've heard, we believe that openness leads to flexibility, and flexibility leads to choice with AI. And to ensure that, it's critical that we have industry-wide standards that all companies can build around. Now, as we discussed yesterday, MCP, or Model Context Protocol, is one of those core standards that's just poised to take off. Now, the letter P, protocol, is really important in this case. Vint Cerf, the godfather of the internet, describes protocol as a clearly delineated line that allows for independent innovation on either side of that line, what he calls permissionless innovation, allowing anyone to experiment and innovate, no approvals required. This is what we're striving for at Red Hat. And you can see it by how we're envisioning how you're going to work with MCP, not only with our products, but also with all the applications in your environment. We truly want to make your existing world AI capable. You've seen how our Lightspeed assistants help you. With MCP and OpenShift AI, we'll be making it easy to enable all your LLMs and assistants to work with Red Hat platforms. That's why Red Hat is so excited about MCP and then working with our partners in this space. We recently joined up with Anthropic, who created MCP, as well as the community. And it has become the standard for connecting AI with enterprise data. The promise of MCP and agentic AI is already grabbing the attention of enterprises today. But we also know many of you are facing a critical question. Do I have to rewrite my core applications? How do I modernize and make them AI ready without derailing my business? It's a common dilemma. Rewrite, modernize first, or some complex mix. This is really where MCP changes the game. Forget massive rewrites of everything. MCP empowers you to make your existing applications AI capable. It's a key technology for transitioning your organization into that AI-driven future. So to dig deeper into this, let's hear from Red Hat's Chris Morgan and Dave Donahue from Unstructured.
Please welcome Red Hat Vice President of Technical Marketing and Partner Products, Chris Morgan, and Unstructured Head of Strategy, David Donahue.
So we just heard Chris talk about MCP, and Dave, I'd love to welcome you to Red Hat Summit 2025. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Hey, listen, before we get into MCP, for the folks here in the audience, help us understand a little bit about what Unstructured does.
Yeah, for sure. So valuable enterprise data is often trapped in messy, complex documents, PDFs, HTML, PowerPoint, Word documents. Unstructured automatically ingests, cleans, and structures this data. We turn complex documents into clean, usable inputs for large language models and data pipelines.
Awesome, awesome. So you're preparing the data, as it were. And, well, let's get to it. Like, how is MCP making that better for Unstructured?
Yeah, I mean, it's a perfect fit. Unstructured prepares the content. MCP standardizes its delivery to the model. We can now format our output directly according to the MCP specification. Think of Unstructured as extracting the info and packaging it in an MCP format automatically. This makes data instantly ready for any MCP-enabled AI system.
Okay, so from a technical standpoint, it sounds pretty good, but what would actually be the key benefits to the customers when you guys finish this transition?
Yeah, absolutely. So the main benefits are streamlined integration and better AI performance. Your data flows faster from document to AI, immediately usable via MCP. Plus, Unstructured maps document elements like titles, sections to MCP structure. This gives the AI a much richer, clearer context, leading to more accurate and reliable results, especially in RAG systems.
So that's pretty excellent. Is it fair to say that MCP's, well, Unstructured's making the data AI ready and MCP's making it usable?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, it sounds clever. Hey, Dave, thank you for being here, man. This was awesome. Let's give him a hand.
Thanks so much, Chris. Appreciate it.
So we've heard from MCP, from one of our partners. Now let's talk about your journey. But real quick, This is always my favorite part, and I've had the opportunity to do a few of these. I want to wake people up a little bit. I need to hear from my Red Hat Enterprise Linux people. Be loud. Where are you? Are you here? Come on. All right, that's pretty good, that's pretty good. Where are my Ansible people? It's not bad. All right, near and dear to my heart, where are my OpenShift people? Awesome. So listen, whether you work with our products as an admin or you're a developer, I think you're gonna like what we're gonna show you next. We've talked about MCP, and we wanna show you how we're gonna help you make things AI capable. You have thousands of custom applications out there right now. And as Chris mentioned, you're not going to modernize all of them. Well, you want to, but is that practical when you think of the economics of everything? So today, I'm going to show you Red Hat's vision of where MCP fits into your environment. And we're going to do this using our fictional insurance company, Parasol, if any of you were at Summit last year. And we're going to make this happen on the fly in front of you. Now, how many of you, with all of your back-end systems and whatnot, we want to really show you how all this can come together. So Parasol, like many of you, relies on a mix of custom applications and off-the-shelf software, and we wanted to bring it all together for you. And we do this with OpenShift AI, where we're able to bring together all of your models with the MCP servers. And so I'm thrilled to show you the reimagined OpenShift AI environment where you'll make this happen. Now what you see behind me is our new workspace where we bring together Llama Stack, and then we bring all the models that you would like to work with Llama Stack from the model registry, and we're also going to give you the option to bring in all of your MCP servers. So let's see how easy that part is. You can see here in our environment, we've written some MCP servers for our custom applications, our email, our quoting server, our CRM, and others. And so we'll just go through. We're going to select these. And then we also, as an added surprise, are able to share and select the MCP servers for our own products, which are also going to be coming out and being made available this year. So when you think about this, we get them all together, and now I've got everything in one place. You're thinking, all right, so what? But now I have to write the applications. I've made this easy for developers. When you combine Llama Stack and the choice of models, and then being able to bring it all together. We have one environment for everything. And we wanted to take things a step further this year. We wanted to show you how we expect you to be able to use this. So we did a little bit of dog fooding, as it were, because we have this powerful flexibility to mix and match MCP servers with models. So we wanted to pretend at Parasol that we were able to take a Llama 3.2, 3B model, and then actually pair it up with a lot of MCP servers. So I want you to think about that for a second. We're not going to use any RAG, we're not going to do any fine tuning, and we're going to use just a model we grab off of the internet and wire it up to several MCP servers to make the user experience, in this case for one of our insurance agents, a lot better. So let's get to the demo. So as you can see here, this is a nice web front end for our quoting app. This could be backed by any of your traditional applications. Maybe you have mainframes. Maybe some of you still use Corba in a distributed system. That would be fun. But it's really complex, and we all have those apps that we don't want to maintain. But, you know, we've modernized the front end of this, which is a great first step. And Roger Lopez is one of our customers. He's also the Red Hatter that helped me create this. And he wants a new quote. So we can go into our app and we give them a new quote. So far, so good. This is something that you do, whether it's quoting tool or any other application you have in your environment every day. But how can we make this better? So let's go to our chat interface. And in this case, we're also going to bring in our CRM. And we want to make a change. Normally, I would have to go back into the quoting tool. But in this case, using natural language and MCP servers, I'm able to go into the CRM, pull out the existing quote, and then make changes without ever leaving. And so I've wanted to move this from a basic to a standard. And we do this right inside of our chat application. And we get a brand new quote. Now that seems really simple, but let's think about the day in the life of this insurance agent. They get an email, they go to their email system, someone wants a quote, so they create the quote. Well, then they get another email that quote needs to change. That's going back and forth between all of these systems. In this case, though, they never left the chat. And that's what MCP is empowering. But now we want to do the really simple thing. We have our new quote ready because it's an update, and we just want to email the thing. Email's super easy. Everybody here can do it. It's never a problem until today, as we can see here. So now what do? I'm the insurance agent. I'm not in IT. I don't know how all these back-end systems work, but I know it's a problem. And in this case, it seems like it's even worse. The entire application is down. And so our LLM is asking us, do we want to open a ticket? Now we've invoked our third MCP server. And because we've done it here in the context of everything else, our LLM is able to gather all of the information about the problem and open a service ticket. Now our insurance agent is a little frustrated, so they head off to lunch. And we're going to look at the IT view. So you can see IT actually gets the ticket as they would today, and it has all of the information related to the problem. Now, where are my Ansible people again? It's a little better. You're going to like this part. You guys have thousands of playbooks, right? Thousands of them. You've done a lot of automation, and you understand a lot of the known problems with some of your aging systems or systems that don't get a lot of use. This is where now you can take AI and get there at your speed. It's another thing that's enabled. Because what this ticket has done is actually triggered an event-driven Ansible that's now going to run a workflow to solve the problem. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not ready for the machines to take over completely. I don't want to welcome our AI overlords just yet. And so I would like to keep a human in the loop. And so by combining these technologies and continuing to use your existing automation, we can do just that. As you can see, we've approved this workflow, and it's a simple workflow. In this case, we know because these systems are stitched together in such a weird way, we simply needed to add more resources to the core app. And we know for some strange reason, this actually fixes everything for us. And we update the ticket, and life is good. So let's go back now. Our insurance agent came back from a very quick lunch, and they'd like to understand what the status of this ticket is. And you can see, they just simply ask right in the LLM, and there we go. IT, they see the same thing. The ticket is updated, the reason for the resolution is there, every piece of information you need. Now, still want to get that email to Roger because it's a higher quote, better coverage for him, more money for me, it's a win-win. And so of course, we want to send the email again. And it's sent. It's simple and efficient, and it's in the natural flow of what your customers do. You know, hopefully what you've seen resonates. Right? We all have customers that we're supporting with our IT systems, and we all have different areas where we're investing. But I hope you feel inspired to go and look at this. Imagine a world where I don't have to do fine-tuning for everything. I don't have to use RAG for everything. I get to pick and choose. I have applications that maybe I don't like managing, but it's a lot of effort to upgrade them. But you can make them AI capable. You can make them work. And this is just one example. I look forward to hearing from many of you the things that you come up with and the things that you create. By leveraging your current systems, your current baseline of Red Hat products to build on top of this AI, it's really completing Red Hat's vision of what we see is going to allow you to bring all of this together. You know, thank you guys for your attention here on Summit Day 2. I hope you have an amazing rest of the summit, and I want to bring Chris Wright back up to give you a few closing thoughts. Thank you all. Have a great day.
Come on, that was pretty cool. We were calling that the AI treat. Such a cool glimpse into the future. And I'd say it's a future that's already here. So please go out to that Red Hat AI repository on Hugging Face. Grab your favorite model. Head to the MCP community. There's already hundreds of MCP servers. You've got your model, you've got your server. Make something cool. And I can't wait to see what you've created when we get together next year in Atlanta. So please enjoy the rest of Red Hat Summit. Thank you.